All right, Celtics fans, let's dive deep into the current state of our team and what's really happening on the court this season. The Boston Celtics are in a fascinating phase where the depth chart is being tested in ways we haven't seen before, and the shifts in player roles are creating both challenges and opportunities. Every single player, from the starters to the role players, has been asked to step outside their usual comfort zones. Sam Howard is one of the few who seems to be in a stable role, having settled into what's been expected of him for a while. But for the rest, it's a different story. From Jaylen Brown to Joe Mazzulla, everyone is navigating new responsibilities, and it's showing in the inconsistency we're seeing in games. The Celtics have always relied on structure and predictable execution, but right now, no one is completely operating in the way they normally do. That adjustment period is crucial, and once these players fully understand and embrace their new roles, we could see significant benefits. Players like Jaylen and Derek White are in positions where they must figure out how to contribute in multiple ways simultaneously, juggling scoring with ball movement, defensive responsibilities, and reading the game in real time. This season has put a spotlight on the demands placed on these players, and while it may appear overwhelming at times, these stretches of being out of their comfort zones are shaping them into more versatile athletes. Peyton Pritchard is an excellent example of this. Even though he's stepping beyond the confines of what he's done traditionally, he continues to impress because he approaches the game with a pure understanding of basketball fundamentals. He knows how to handle the ball, make smart decisions, and adjust quickly, which has allowed him to thrive even when asked to take on more than his usual share of responsibility. Jaylen, on the other hand, is facing a heavy workload, and this has stretched him beyond what he's typically managed in prior seasons. The scoring responsibility is enormous, and the rhythm of the offense has shifted in ways that make it challenging for him to rely on pass patterns. Last season, passes and sequences felt almost automatic, with predictable flows that allowed him to conserve energy and make precise plays. Now, he's often put in situations where he has to initiate more, take risks, and make split-second decisions while carrying the team's scoring load. This isn't just about raw talent. It's a mental and physical adjustment, and the Celtics coaching staff, led by Joe Mazzulla, is intentionally pushing players to expand their skill sets. Learning new roles, handling unfamiliar responsibilities, and maintaining high efficiency on the court are all part of this development process. While Jaylen's numbers are impressive, the effort behind them is immense, and he's being asked to balance scoring with orchestrating the offense in ways that would challenge even the most seasoned players. Derek White's situation highlights a similar challenge. He's attempting to expand his offensive game, taking more off-the-dribble jumpers and contested shots, and while the results haven't fully aligned with expectations yet, the underlying growth is significant. His defensive contributions and overall floor impact remain strong, and as he adjusts to this expanded role, the payoff could be substantial not just for him, but for the team as a whole. The early struggles of this season, while visible in shooting percentages and occasional lapses in consistency, are laying the groundwork for future success. By experiencing the pressure of being primary creators, scorers, and playmakers in unfamiliar scenarios, players like Jaylen, Derek, and even newer contributors are building a deeper understanding of the game and their own capabilities. This period of adjustment also has the potential to make the team more resilient and versatile moving forward. Once Jason Tatum returns, the dynamics will shift again. Jaylen's expanded responsibilities could allow for a more balanced partnership with Tatum, creating a more equitable distribution of workload and enhancing team efficiency. This scenario sets the stage for a Celtics roster that can adapt to injuries, fatigue, or strategic adjustments more fluidly than in past seasons. Players who have embraced their new roles, learned to navigate higher pressure, and maintain their defensive and playmaking contributions will give the team a deeper, more reliable lineup. Furthermore, the development of these players under challenging circumstances helps the team avoid over-reliance on any single star. By the time the playoffs arrive, the Celtics could feature multiple players capable of stepping up in critical moments, providing flexibility and depth that is crucial for deep postseason runs. Even when early season shooting slumps or inefficiencies appear, These experiences contribute to long-term growth. For example, Derek White's current shooting struggles are frustrating, but they are part of a learning curve. By continuing to take on new responsibilities, adapting to higher pressure, and figuring out optimal shot selection under defensive pressure, he will likely emerge as a more complete offensive threat. Similarly, Jalen's adjustments in ball movement and scoring approaches are refining his game intelligence, allowing him to manage both scoring and distribution responsibilities simultaneously. Peyton Pritchard's steady adaptation demonstrates that players can thrive even when stepping outside their usual patterns, suggesting that the overall culture of pushing beyond comfort zones is paying dividends. In terms of standings and potential playoff positioning, these developments are vital. While the Celtics may not currently be dominating the league standings, the experience these players are gaining and the depth being built positions the team to be formidable opponents when it counts. The ability to manage extended minutes without overburdening Jason Tatum, maintain defensive integrity, and have multiple scoring options gives the team a strategic advantage. Even games that don't go as planned are part of this growth, as they highlight areas for improvement and force players to develop new strategies in real time. The early season has shown that 3 of the team's best shooters, including Jalen and Derek, are adjusting to expanded roles while still contributing positively to the team's overall performance. Their experiences now, learning to handle contested shots, navigate new responsibilities, and maintain high-efficiency play, are investments in the team's success for the remainder of the season and beyond. Celtics fans are witnessing a transformative period where players are evolving individually while contributing to a more adaptable, resilient team. This process may come with growing pains, but the long-term potential is promising, especially when the roster can integrate returning stars and maintain a diversified attack. The next chapters of this season will show how these adjustments continue to shape the Celtics' identity on both ends of the floor, creating opportunities for strategic flexibility, deeper rotations, and an increased capacity to respond to high-stakes situations during the playoff push. As we move forward in this deep dive into the latest developments, it becomes even more important to understand how every decision, every performance detail, and every behind-the-scenes shift can shape the trajectory of this team. Fans know that the journey is never just about what happens on game day. It's about the preparation, the mentality, and the willingness to adapt when circumstances change. That's exactly what has been unfolding recently, and the reactions coming from players, coaches, and analysts show just how intense this moment is for the franchise. There's a level of anticipation in the air, the kind that happens when you sense a turning point is close, even if it hasn't fully revealed itself yet. People want answers, they want clarity, and they want direction, especially when the expectations surrounding this season have been high from the very beginning. What we're witnessing now is the team's attempt to respond to that pressure with resilience rather than hesitation. It's also interesting to see how certain players are stepping into leadership roles in ways that might not have been fully expected earlier in the season. Whenever a team faces internal adjustments or external criticism, leaders naturally rise, and this roster is no exception. Veterans are speaking up, encouraging younger players, and pushing the mentality that no one can afford to be passive at this point. You can see this energy in practice reports, in small remarks during interviews, and even through brief interactions captured by cameras. There's a hunger to prove that the narrative forming around this team is incomplete and that they still have the potential to shift everything in their favor. That hunger becomes even more noticeable when you consider how much the fans have been pushing, questioning, and expressing both frustration and loyalty at the same time. Passionate fan bases create high-stakes environments, and this one is no different. But beyond leadership, there's the matter of execution, which has been under the microscope in recent weeks. Whether it's the offensive unit searching for consistency, the defensive group trying to reestablish dominance, or the coaching staff exploring new combinations and strategies, everything is being evaluated at a deeper level. Adjustments aren't just optional, they're necessary. When a team knows that every small mistake has been magnified in the public eye, the emphasis on precision becomes even more intense. That's why practices lately have seemed particularly focused, with an atmosphere that some insiders describe as both tense and productive. There's no room for complacency, and everyone involved appears fully aware of that reality. Amid all this, the discussions about personnel remain a huge part of the daily conversation. Fans want to know about injuries, potential returns, roster moves, and even possible surprises that the team could be preparing quietly. The uncertainty surrounding certain players' availability adds to the drama, but it also highlights the importance of depth. In competitive environments like this, depth can make or break an entire season. A team might be one unexpected breakout performance away from shifting momentum entirely, and that possibility keeps fans hopeful even when the situation seems complicated. And whenever there's speculation, the excitement around what could happen next tend to spread rapidly through social media, sports talk shows, and fan communities. What truly stands out, though, is how the team is handling the emotional side of this moment. It's easy to overlook how draining high-pressure situations can be for athletes, especially when every move is tracked, judged, and analyzed. Maintaining confidence becomes a challenge when external noise grows loud. But that's also where cohesive locker room culture plays a huge role. When players trust each other and trust the coaching plan, pressure transforms from a burden into fuel. Several insiders have hinted that despite recent turbulence, the internal atmosphere hasn't turned negative or defeated. Instead, it has become more focused, almost like the group has collectively decided that this stretch of adversity is an opportunity to solidify their identity rather than lose it. Fans, of course, are watching all of this closely, waiting for that spark that will reignite excitement and belief on a larger scale. The connection between a team and its fan base becomes especially important during moments like these. Supporters want transparency, effort, and signs that things are genuinely moving in the right direction. And while the team can't reveal every detail or strategy, the energy coming from players during interviews and media sessions suggests that they're fully aware of how much this moment matters to the community. That awareness can be a powerful motivator, particularly when the narrative seems to be shifting back and forth as each new update comes out. Looking ahead, the next games and next decisions will carry even more weight than usual. Every possession, every adjustment, and every moment of discipline will influence not just the scoreboard, but also the overall perception of where this team stands. Momentum is a fragile thing in sports, and sometimes it takes just one dominant performance or one unexpected win to change everything. Whether that moment is around the corner is something only time will reveal, but based on how the team has been responding recently, they clearly believe they're close to unlocking something stronger. Fans will undoubtedly hold on to that possibility because a season can transform in an instant. But before we continue, please remember to subscribe to the channel and give the video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest news about the Boston Celtics. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. ESPN confirms. The Boston Celtics have reportedly secured OG Anunoby in a trade that could completely reshape their defensive identity. Sources close to the team suggest the deal has sent shockwaves across the league, with front offices and fans alike scrambling to digest the implications. Anunoby, known for his elite perimeter defense and ability to guard multiple positions, immediately fills a glaring need in Boston's roster. Rumors hint that the Celtics were chasing a versatile wing who could lock down the league's top scorers, and Anunoby fits that profile perfectly. Whispers from inside the Celtics locker room suggest the team sees this as more than just a defensive upgrade. Analysts speculate that pairing Anunoby's length and agility with Boston's already disciplined system could make their perimeter defense nearly impenetrable. Some insiders even suggest that this move might force opponents to rethink their offensive schemes entirely, as the Celtics now boast a defender capable of disrupting star players without sacrificing offensive spacing. The trade also sparks speculation about the Celtics' strategic direction. Are they signaling a full-on shift toward a defense-first mentality? Or is this a move to complement their existing core while keeping championship aspirations intact? League observers are already buzzing about the potential ripple effects. Teams in the Eastern Conference, in particular, may have to recalibrate their lineups to contend with a Celtics squad that just added one of the NBA's most coveted two-way wings. Meanwhile, fans are reacting with a mix of excitement and intrigue. Social media is flooded with takes ranging from Boston just got elite defensively to could this be the piece that finally pushes them over the top. Even former players and analysts are chiming in, debating how Anunoby's arrival might impact matchups against perennial rivals. One thing is certain, wherever OG lands, he changes the conversation. The Celtics front office seems determined to make waves, and this move is fueling speculation that Boston might be positioning itself for a deeper playoff run, with defense at the forefront of their strategy. As whispers turn into headlines, one question remains on everyone's mind. Is this the start of a Celtics defensive revolution, or just a headline-grabbing shakeup? Either way, the league is watching closely, and the buzz isn't fading anytime soon. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Boston Celtics, please subscribe to our channel and give the video a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.